Hi everyone, I'm Matt Fuller. I'm the Public Services Librarian here at Leach Library. And for this month's theme, I want to talk about backyard wildlife. So for our first book here, we have Backyard Birdwatcher's Bible. This contains practical birdwatching information and advice, avian history and art, and the insights of internationally renowned ornithologists. The book is extremely informative and it's packed with eye-catching color photographs, as you can see here, almost on every page. Great photographs. The eye-catching aesthetic is paired with advice on identifying and attracting backyard birds of North America, as well as discovering more about the evolution, history, and artistic depictions of birds of the world. Detailed visual profiles of key birds of North America will give readers the tools they need to learn how to identify birds by their colors, calls, and behavior. The book will also teach readers about the best resources and equipment to utilize, how to create bird-friendly gardens and birdhouses, how to choose the best food for birds by season, and how everyone can become a better bird advocate. In regard to the book's format, Backyard Birdwatcher's Bible is broken down into 4 chapters, each containing many subsections. Chapter 1 is Backyard Bird Species. Chapter 2 is Birdwatching for Beginners. Chapter 3, Attracting Birds. And Chapter 4 is Birds in Art. There's also a very helpful introduction, which, among other things, provides bird anatomy charts. Familiarizing yourself with some of these terms, such as crown, bill, breast, mandible, mantle, and nape, will be useful since these words come up many times throughout the book. In summary, this is the perfect guide for budding bird watchers, nature lovers, gardeners, eager ornithologists, aspiring botanists, or anyone seeking to discover more about the fascinating diversity of bird life all around us. So that's the Backyard Birdwatcher's Bible, and I highly recommend it. All right, so up next we have Nature's Best Hope, a new approach to conservation that starts in your own yard, by Douglas W. Tallamy. In this book, Douglas Tallamy encourages homeowners to turn their yards into conservation corridors that provide wildlife habitats. The book is beautifully put together and contains many colored photographs, not quite as many as the last one, but still many, of plants and animals. The author gives advice on ways to create visually aesthetic yards, something to be proud of as well as ecologically helpful. In short, he calls this a homegrown national park, where nature is simultaneously preserved and enjoyed by people. The book is the author's call for people to consider their properties as potential habitat for the birds, insects, and other critters that have been consistently misplaced by our yards. Tallamy advocates using plants that are native to our own region, not the exotics that we so often plant that can't be used by our native insects. He doesn't denounce the exotic plants per se. Some have their uses, so you need not remove all of them. Comparing natives and exotics, he guides us to the right choices for our landscapes. Nature's Best Hope is a call for returning as much of our property to a natural state as we comfortably can for the benefit of the wildlife around us. Okay, number 3 here we have Guide to Garden Wildlife. This is a very aptly titled book. It is just that, a guide to garden wildlife. After the very useful introduction it gives, the main section of the book is the identification guide. This section shows you how to identify many garden animals and species, including mammals, birds, amphibians, mayflies, dragonflies and damselflies, butterflies and moths, beetles, spiders, bees, pond life, and more. There are helpful hints throughout, such as tips on bird feeders and nest boxes under the bird category. There's also a list of top 10 tips for wildlife gardening that's toward the back of the book. And it was compiled by the Wildlife Gardening Forum. which is comprised of around 100 organizations with an interest in wildlife gardening. The book's helpful table of contents and glossary allow you to easily navigate toward the information you're seeking, whether it's something general or something very specific. So I highly recommend Guide to Garden Wildlife, really for anyone, but especially gardeners who are trying to become more knowledgeable when it comes to identifying animals found inside or near your gardens. So that's Guide to Garden Wildlife, 2nd edition. And of course, here at Leach Library, we have much more than just books, many audiovisual materials. So there are a few audiobooks that I thought I'd share with you today. We have Gardening Hacks, 300 plus time and money saving hacks, and Backyard Farming, from raising chickens to growing veggies, the beginner's guide to running a self-sustaining farm. So if you have any questions about books or audiobooks or anything else, you can feel free to give us a call at 603-432-1132, and the reference department will be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.